Hey guys, sorry about that. This is unfortunately the second time I'm doing this, but I should actually get back to the more important part. Hi, my name is FATYSTAN. Some of you know me already. You've been on the channel for a while, and I'm glad if you're watching this. That means I still have support and viewers and people who love my content. If you're new, hi, welcome. A few things you should know about me. I also answer to the name Ryan. Maybe it's because it's my birth name. Maybe it's because it's a nickname. Who knows? That's not important. Another thing is I specialize in Pokemon content, as can be told by what you're looking at right now. So there's that. Also, I try to do Yu-Gi-Oh! And I might try to diversify to other things. I don't know. For those of you who are like, wow, I haven't seen him in forever, that's because I did upload inconsistently, and now I want to upload consistently again as a way to force myself to manage time better. I am in college, so any background noise for the most part you hear is from my suite mates. I can't help that. I can do what I can. That also being said, I'm actually kind of happy to be back. I've been looking forward to doing this for a while, and I'm actually kind of prepared to do this. I have a 3DS that can stream directly to my computer, so I can do battles and I can record stuff like that. And that's something I've always wanted to do and put on the channel. Also, I'm part of a draft league with a school that my friend Tanner, or Tiali J1, goes to. For those of you who don't know or remember him, he's a good friend of mine. I think he's one of my oldest friends. I've known him for ever and a half. So any banter or anything like that, it's normal and expected. But like I said, I'm part of a draft league format, and this is really exciting. This is my second season in this draft league format with this group of people, and I really like them, but I'm competitive as hell, so I want to stomp them all into the ground because fuck them. Warning. This is not a PG channel. This is not a PG-13 channel. This probably isn't even an R channel. I should preface it that way. The channel is however it is depending on the day I am, or the day it is and how I'm feeling. This is, like I said earlier, this is the second time I'm making this recording. It's going a lot smoother than the first one, I can tell you that. It's a lot less awkward. But still, it's annoying, so I'm a little agitated. Because I had been recording for about maybe 40 minutes, and my computer told me, up yours, asshole. Also, that's supposed to be gone. So, here I am doing this because, like I said, I want to manage my time better, and I want to enjoy myself. So, that's pretty much where I stand. I should be getting new channel art and stuff because I really want to rebrand and bring back the channel. So that's something really important to me. That being said, one of the things I'm going to start off on this channel is the draft tournament that I mentioned earlier. So here's the thing about the draft tournament. It's a design by one of the admins of the club. I had some ideas in this tournament, so it's kind of like my brainchild. I appreciate it. I like it. I love it. The first big thing about the tournament is it follows Sun and Moon tiers that we edited. We didn't think the Sun and Moon tiers were ready yet for Draft League format. Excuse me, I'm not going to edit that out because fuck that. Sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. Sometimes I just say stuff for the sake of saying it. We didn't think that that Sun and Moon had tiers ready for a draft league format yet, but we didn't want to wait, so we made one, or we made the tiers and we edited the tiers to make it better. I'm sorry if I'm stumbling over my words. So they might not look like the tiers that you guys are used to if you're outside people watching, but it's what we had to do to make it fair and balanced. We also have league bans, so there's that. That being said, this draft league has two very unique things to it. We'll put it that way. Each team has 12 Mons, 4 Mons from each of the tiers that we created, being OU, UU, and RU. Pretty much following the Smogon tier set. Also, our rules follow the Smogon tiers for the most part. Maybe some slight modifications because it's a draft league, but that's that. One of the rules that is implemented is that there is only one Z move user on each person's team. You cannot change that Z move user unless you trade away your Z move Pokemon, or you pick up a new Z move user from, or you pick up a new Mon from the free agents. There's quotes around that. Free agents, like in sports, are athletes, or in this case Pokemon, that haven't been drafted yet by a team and are still able to be used. So if you exchange your Z move user for a draft, for a free agent, then you can re-choose your Z move user. Then obviously we have a Mega per team, which is the captain of the team. So there's that. And the last interesting tidbit is something that we call the block and lock system. Sorry about that. The block and lock system is a unique idea where you can look at your opponent's team and either block or lock one of their draft Pokemon. What it means to block a draft Pokemon is what it means to block a Pokemon is your opponent is not allowed to bring that Pokemon with them to the match. That's huge because now you don't have to team build around that specific Pokemon. Or it makes it easier for you to sweep through your opponent's team because that Pokemon isn't hindering you. That being said, you can also force your opponent to lock a Pokemon or bring it with them. So let's say there's a specific Pokemon on their team that you know you can set up on with a lot of your Pokemon. You can force them to bring that Pokemon, and as soon as that Pokemon gets in, you just start setting up and you can proceed to victory. So that's a very unique mechanic that I like. Also, each team has one block that they can use on an I don't want to call them an opponent because it's not your opponent, on another player during the season. One block only for another player during the season that's not your opponent. Now, how that works is they can only have one additional block on them. So here's an example. My friend Tanner, like I said earlier, is playing somebody, and he blocks one of their Pokemon with his block that he gets every week that he faces an opponent. And he's like, yo, there's another Pokemon there that I really can't beat. He calls me up and he's like, yo, Ryan, if you block my opponent's Pokemon, this one, let's say Salamence, if you block my opponent's Salamence, I'll block somebody for you, one of your opponent's Pokemon later on, just so it's easier to battle against. So that's a really cool effect. So you can technically have two blocks put on you in 1 week. Now I said two because that can only happen. You can only have two Pokemon either blocked and or locked per week, and you can only have somebody use an external block on you once every 2 weeks. So if Tanner's opponent had somebody else externally block him the week before Tanner played him, Tanner couldn't be like, yo, Ryan, block this guy's Salamence for me. I would be like, I can't because he already got blocked last week. So that's another cool little thing. And it gives you a chance to collude, or it creates collusion between frenemies to try to win. If you haven't figured it out already, my friend Tanner is in this tournament, so you probably may get a few videos with him in there. Most likely those will be the live battles that I do, because those live battles, there will be background noise going on for both of us because there's always stuff going on in both of our rooms, and we're at different colleges, might I add, in both of our rooms and around the rooms. So obviously there's going to be a lot of stuff, and I'm going to get crazy, wild, mad, sad, happy, cursing, not cursing, crying, dying, bleeding, whatever it is. So yeah. And there was another unique part about this tournament. As well as only having one designated Z-move user, we have a designated immune mon. That designated immune mon cannot be targeted by anybody's blocks, including your opponent's. So let's say, we'll use that example again. Let's say Tanner's opponent, his immune mon is Salamence. That means Tanner or I could not target his opponent's Salamence to block because it's immune. And that adds an interesting bit, because now you know if you can't beat that Pokemon, you have to prepare for it because it's probably coming, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. That being said, I think I've spent enough time introducing the tournament as well as introducing myself again. Hopefully this time it's all recorded. Actually, for my own peace of mind, I want to check it because I need to. Yes, it's still recording. I can breathe again. Whew. Now that being said, I would like to move into the Pokemon that I drafted as well as the Pokemon that my opponent has drafted. Odds are this is probably going to be uploaded today as soon as I'm done doing this, because I really want to get a video up for you guys. Even though I doubt any of you are going to watch it, it's just something for me. And if you guys watch it, please leave a like. The YouTube algorithm sucks. I'm a huge YouTube user outside of having my own channel, and the algorithm sucks. If you don't like or comment on a video, then it doesn't do anything. Views don't mean anything anymore. Interaction does. So if you guys can leave a like or leave a comment, I would hugely appreciate it. Even if it's like, you suck, please don't. I will probably be very upset, but I will take it because I want to get out there, not because I want to make money, not because I want to get big. I don't care about that. This is something that I want to do to make myself feel better and to help plan my time more effectively. I've put in a lot of effort setting this up and planning for it. And even if I do get big and start making money, all I'm going to be doing is giving it back to my parents. My parents are paying for my college. And I'm so grateful for them doing that, but I don't like having to be dependent on them because it's not fair to them. So I want to start giving back. So if I start making money on this, I would like to give it back to my parents, or at least keep it myself so I don't have to ask them for money, because they will give it to me without a second thought. And I love my parents, and my parents are obviously the best thing that ever happened to me in my life, and I appreciate them so much. Okay, that's enough sappiness. Time to get into the teams. My first set of Mons to be drafted is this right here. My first Mon that I drafted was Mega Heracross. Now, I would like to preface, Mega Heracross was not my first pick. He was not my second pick. He was not my third, fourth, or even fifth pick. Mega Heracross wasn't even on my radar. I unfortunately got the last spot in the draft lineup for Megas and OU Pokemon. They grouped them together. There was a whole convoluted mess if you didn't choose a OU Mega, but I'm not going to get into that. So I was the last one to choose a Mega. and I looked at the megas, and my options were of pretty good megas were either Metagross, not Metagross, I wish, Heracross, or Pinsir. Now, I'm assuming most of you guys who watch my videos know a little bit about Pokemon. There's a move called Stealth Rocks, which gives you entry hazard damage, or whenever you switch in, you take some damage. Bug types and flying types both are weak to rock type moves, and Stealth Rocks, as it sounds, is a rock type move. So you will take 25% damage for being a bug type and 25% damage for being a flying type. So you will lose half of your health switching in. I don't like that. Mega Heracross actually has fighting as well as bug. So Stealth Rocks only do 12.5 damage rather than 25. So that's huge. I like that. Also, Mega Heracross is kind of bulky. Not too bulky, but kind of bulky, and it's got a pretty good attack stat with Skill Link. Skill Link's a great ability. It allows you to use all those multi-hit moves. And fun fact, Mega Heracross using Pin Missile does more damage and is more accurate than when Mega Heracross uses Mega Horn. So that's something to keep in mind. My next Mon was my first OU pick, and it is my Immune Mon, because this is a side note. We were talking about the moderators and I, banned Mew, Z-Move, Genesis, Supernova because we thought it was too good. We also banned Tapu Lele because we also thought that was too good. But we banned Genesis Supernova because we weren't having it. And I was like, oh, it's okay, because if I get Mew again, and then ... and the guy and the the admin or moderator, you guys know what I mean. The guy in charge who I was talking to was like, what? I was like, we need to ban Mew as a Z-move user. He's like, why? I said, Mew learns almost every single damaging TM in the game, if not every single damaging TM in the game. That means Mew has so many options for Z-moves. It's incredible. It's almost impossible to plan against in Draft League format, and can quite honestly ruin an entire team, depending on what Z-move it has. And it doesn't even have to have a Z-move. Just because it's your Z Pokemon does not mean it needs to use a Z. It doesn't mean it has to have a Z Crystal. You can run other items on it, which makes Mew completely unpredictable and very, very scary to deal with. After I completed saying that, it took him all of 3 seconds to converse with his counterpart, and there was an immediate agreement that Mew as a Z-move user was banned. So Mew is my Immune Mon because I drafted Mew last, or I didn't draft it, I got handed a team with Mew on it. That's another story. Last time I was in a draft tournament with these people, and Mew put in work. Mew was easily my most valuable Pokemon, except for maybe a different one that I had already drafted, but I'll get to that one in a second. Next is Toxapex. Pretty good Mon, pretty bulky Mon. Really unique ability in Merciless, one of the best abilities in the game with Regenerator. Also, it gets access to one of the top 3 moves in the game, being Scald. The other 2, in my opinion, being Knockoff and Thunder Wave, because, let's be perfectly honest, all 3 of those can change the tide of the game. Not so much Scald anymore, also not so much Thunder Wave anymore. Not so much Scald anymore because Burn does 6.25% over 13.5, so that's a nerf, or it's 6.5. I thought it was 6.25, but I don't know. Whatever it is. Burn damage is halved, so Burn isn't as good. Thunder Wave isn't as good because now it misses and speeds. Either the speed, I think it was the speed drop was reduced. I know that sounds weird, but instead of having a quarter speed while paralyzed, you now have half speed while paralyzed, which is huge because you used to be able to paralyze a Pokemon and then pretty much outspeed it with anything on your team. Now, if you paralyze something, if it's got a Choice Scarf, it's just its normal speed, and that's a huge, huge issue if it's a very fast Pokemon. Also, Toxapex gets good recovery, can set up Toxic Spikes, a really, really good Mon. It might not be the best in draft format, but we'll see. The next Mon was my runner-up, if not my most valuable Pokemon in the Draft League format last season, Dragonite. Hence why my team is the Dartmouth Dragonites. I don't know if I said that or not. My team is the Dartmouth Dragonites. Dragonite, great Pokemon with multi-scale. Can run physical, can run special, can run a little defensive if I wanted it to. Dragonite is a great Mon. Can do pretty much anything. The next two were my first two UU picks, Arcanine and Azelf. I'll jump into Azelf first, then into Arcanine. Azelf is my Z-move user. It's got a pretty good moveset, not quite as wide as some of the other Pokemon that some people have as their Z-move users, like Victini. My friend Tanner, his Z-move user is Victini, and some other people have some Z-move users with wider movesets. And it's obviously no Mew, but it's nothing to laugh at. I know the double psychic type kind of sucks, and Azelf not being that bulky isn't the greatest, but Azelf gets a pretty good moveset. Its attack stats are phenomenal. Its speed stats phenomenal. And I don't, like I said earlier, I don't have to run a Z move. I can run Focus Sash. I can run Focus Band if I want to be cheeky. I could run Choice Specs, Choice Scarf, Choice Band. I could run Life Orb. I can run anything on that. I could run No Item and run Acrobatics for a Mega Venusaur that I need to take care of. Granted, it's Azelf. Psychic would hit it better, but that's not the point. Then we'll backtrack back up to Arcanine. It's a pretty, I don't want to say average. Its stats are pretty average, as in they're all equal. Pretty wide moveset, gets good recovery in Morning Sun, gets a really good status move in Will-O-Wisp. I know I just said it was nerfed, but still, burning a Pokemon has never been a bad thing unless it's a Guts Conkeldurr. Then it's a very, very bad thing. Or if you're in Tanner's shoes, a Guts Hariyama. Still a very, very bad thing, but that's besides the point. It's got priority with extreme speed, and for those of you guys thinking, since Tapu Lele was banned, there's only one Pokemon that has immunity to priority moves, and I'm going to let you know that in a second. But it's got extreme speed, it's got a wide moveset of fire moves, physical and special, it's got wild charge, close combat. It's just an overall a really, really solid Mon. I can run offensive, I can run defensive with Intimidate, I can run a switch-in variant where I use Flash Fire and get a Flash Fire boost, and if I'm really, really cheeky, I could use Burnout, and now he's no longer a fire type, but that's just strats for another day. My second list of draft Mons, I don't know if you guys remember 20 seconds ago, which you should. By the way, probably should have mentioned this a lot earlier in the video, but I try way too hard to be funny, so please forgive me. If you find me funny, great. If you don't, please forgive me. Mrs. Thicky Thick, my waifu. I know I shouldn't say that. It's not a bad word for those of you who don't necessarily know Japanese. Waifu is just like, from the way I see it, waifu is a girl that you really, really obsess over. Like, really obsess over. I'm not a furry. Don't have to worry about me, like, whacking off the Pokemon. I'm not that type of person. But Zarina is one of our thicker created Pokemon. It has the ability Queenly Majesty, which prevents priority moves. Its stats are really, really good. People really didn't... When I drafted this, people were confused as to why. Only one other person understood. Its stats are really good. 120 base attack is beautiful. 72 HP isn't the best, but 98? Yes, 98 in both defenses is really solid. So, and the 72 speed, again, not the fastest, but with a Choice Scarf, it can deal with a lot of its threats. So that's a huge, huge thing. Snorlax, the mascot of the motherfucking channel. Let me tell you, what can you do to FATYSTAN? That's right, Snorlax is FATYSTAN. I am FATYSTAN. I am a Snorlax. You can work out the logistics of that equation later. But what can you do to a fucking FATYSTAN? It's fat and it's a country. Let's look at the stands. Uzbekistan, Turkestan, Afghanistan. Those are all countries. So pretty much I just called him the country of fat. How can you take down an entire country if you're just one Pokemon? This is a country. Spell it with me. COUNTRY. Country. Yes, I paused. Don't worry about it. That's not important. What I'm really getting at is Snorlax is super bulky, super fat, and it's pretty offensive. It can take out a lot of shit. I might, and I know I just sounded so adamant about it, I might only end up trading Snorlax because, as you will see later on the list, I want a better fairy type, and all the good fairies are UU. So I don't know what I'm going to do quite yet, but as far as I'm concerned, Snorlax might as well be a dragon immunity. He's just so bulky. Figgy Berry, Gluttony, Belly Drum, broken. Immunity, broken. Sorry. Next up on this list is Electros. Love Electros. Tanner drafted it last year. I helped them last season. I helped them do a lot of the team building with it. And quite honestly, Electros is a great mon. Super wide moveset. Deals with a lot of stuff. Again, sorry if you hear any noise. I can't help that, but super wide moveset. Runs physical, runs special, runs bulky. Great, great, great mon. I can do so much with it. I'm so happy I was able to pick it up. Cofagrigus, Gigamummy, done. What do you really have to take out of Cofagrigus? Cofagrigus gets Trick Room. Remember that +6 full HP Snorlax I was telling you guys about? Oh yeah. Wait. Huh? Cofagrigus gets Trick Room. Snorlax is slow. Now you have a super slow, hard-hitting monster looking at you, thanks to Cofagrigus. But wait, what could possibly take out a Snorlax? Maybe a faster fighting-type mon. What's Cofagrigus? Ghost. Now, before I hear somebody in the comments, well, Mega Lopunny can suck my dick. It hits Cofagrigus once, and it loses Scrappy. Now it's got Mummy. Now it can't hit me. Azumaril's an issue, right? Belly Drum Azumarill. Azumaril's +6. It's got huge power. It's a fucking threat to deal with. I throw in Cofagrigus. Issue neutralized, and now I can deal with it better. I have an issue like, let's go with Mega Medicham, another attack doubling Pokemon. Hits me with, let's say, Zen Headbutt. Let's say I live. Now it doesn't have pure power anymore. Huge, huge mon. It's got really, really good defenses, and its special attack's nothing to laugh at. So if I really wanted to, I could even run a specially offensive sweeping one. So many options with that Pokemon, you don't even know. Now, my last two, unfortunately, may or may not go up on the chopping block. I had Rhydon last year. I love I keep saying last year. It was last season. It wasn't a year ago. I love Rhydon. Eviolite Rhydon's bulky as hell. It's not as good as its evolution Rhyperior in terms of offense and in terms of ability, because Solid Rock is a solid ability. I know, I'm sorry. I know. Never again. But that being said, Eviolite is a great item, and it really, really helps boost the viability of Rhydon. Now, Rhydon, if you look at my team, I don't need to run defensive Rhydon. I can run offensive Rhydon because my team is pretty bulky to begin with. I'm actually more of a balanced to hyper offense player, or a balanced offense player rather than a bulky stall player. So this team is a little bit to work with, and I'm probably going to make some trades along the way to make it a little better. But right now, if I really wanted to, offensive Rhydon puts in work. against a lot of teams. So, not too upset about that. My last Mon, Aromatisse, I didn't like it. I drafted it because I really, really wanted a fairy. All the other good fairies in RU were taken. And I was a fool and I didn't pick one up in UU. So that was my fault. Now all the good fairies are drafted. So I would have to make some trades or do some fancy stuff. So I don't know. I might trade Aromatisse for a good Dragon Resist if I can find one. So, food for thought. And now that's my draft, my team. And as you can see, my opponent's team is over here. If you notice he's short one Mon, that's because I already chose what Mon I was going to block on his team because I have one block. The Mon I blocked was his Kirim Black, which is his Z-move user. Think for about 30 seconds and you can put together why I banned Z Kirim Black in draft format. Okay, time's up. Have you thought of it? I thought so, because it's... Ugh. You're gonna block Z Mew, but you're not gonna block Z Kirim Black? Granted, this was in hindsight during the draft that we caught this. I wish I put that together and maybe said something earlier. I could have made an argument because everybody's going to be blocking that Mon on him because his immune Mon is Medicham. And that's what's scary. Medicham and Kirim, you can't block one or the other. One's coming, so you have to block the other. But let's say you find something else on his team more threatening, and you decide to block that, like Magearna, because Magearna is a scary Pokemon too. Now you have both of them looking at you. Unless you have a team of fairy Pokemon, like fairy psychic Pokemon, fairy psychic steel Pokemon, so pretty much Magearna and Mega Gardevoir, you're kind of fucked. Like, they're gonna run through you. So, I blocked Kirim Black. I don't have a shame about that. My opponent's team is Medicham, Magearna, Tornadus T, there we go, Mandibuzz, Rotom, Heat, Nidoqueen, Staraptor, Jellicent, there we go, Rhyperior, Escavalier, right? Not Escavalier, and Shaman. So, those are the mons that he could possibly bring. Now, I'm probably going to make a team builder video a little later about what I think he might bring. I don't want to go to too much depth because I'm uploading this now and then I'm explaining to the people in the club. We're all Pokemon fans and will probably all love my videos because, let's be honest, I'm awesome, I upload the best content, and I'm just so fly. That was not me being cocky. That was false confidence. Please don't ignore my videos because of what I said. Please. Please! Sorry if I just burst your eardrums. But that's it from me today. I really don't have any... Or for this video, I should say. I don't really have much more to say. I have to go write a lab report in case I don't have a snow day tomorrow. So I'm going to probably finish that. And then I'm probably going to record the team building video. Because hopefully in between me finishing my lab report, or now and me finishing my lab report, they announce what Pokemon are blocked. I don't know yet what of my Pokemon are blocked. The only one that I know that is immune is Mew. So I don't know which of my Pokemon I am unable to bring, which would mean any team prep, to be honest, against his team would be kind of fruitless. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. This video has been long as hell. I know it has. And for a return video, this is something that's almost unheard of. If you guys could just leave a like or a comment, I would appreciate it. I plan on uploading a lot of my battles on here because it's honestly something I really want to do. So like I said, thank you guys if you watched this far. Sorry if my voice is dying on me. I normally don't do this much talking this late in the day. So, again, I know I'm being a dead horse. Thank you so much. sub if you really, really like where this is going, because there's going to be content at least 2 times a week. I know that doesn't sound like much, but it's going to be a lot for me because I have a lot on my plate. But yeah, there's probably going to be content 2 times a week, and hopefully it's great content. And yeah, it's been a while since I've done my outro, so here goes nothing. And this is gonna sound very, very repetitive. Just go with it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. But until then, stay fatty.